And he said, "I can bring your friend back from the death, master." And then she.
Well, folks, I'd like to do a little exercise today. I would first, before we go back in time and drop ourselves into a conversation in the past, I would like you to think back to when we first sat down as a group together, this particular group, and not the time. It was the time that Tristan joined us, because until then we had just picked up our two bards, and I think it was like just days later that Zephaniah.
I believe it was the very next session.
It was either the very next session or exactly 2 sessions.
I'm gonna pull out my notebook.
That did not sound like you for a minute.
I was a little.
It didn't. I was actually confused as to who you were.
Could you please, as a group, use your collaborative memories to give a recap of what you've gone through together as a group? And I don't want you to feel like you've got to get every detail, but I'd certainly like you to try to remember the high points.
I can start.
It was Friday, 2 p.m.
It was.
Oh God, yeah.
Friday blended just
usual start time.
We
Everyone was still at work or doing things.
were in class. Yikes.
What you got, Kayla?
So I know we're starting from when Tristan joined us, but I'm gonna start from when I joined, because basically Angel Williams came onto the scene. Did it really matter what anything happened? You know, but all that matters is anything that Angel Williams said. That's a joke. We were trying to get back. We were trying to get back to the camp, and Zeph worked at the camp.
You and
We're trying to get a child.
both asked by King Jules to accompany Monolith and Janet Tammy to bring Bath to Camp Icy.
God, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Remember
It's been
how,
a minute.
Here's an interesting thing. Immediately after I killed one of our party members, we gathered 2 more and then a third. Like, not
and then
even
a 4th.
Yeah. Wait.
And then
No.
a 5th.
No.
Yeah.
We didn't. No. What do you? No.
So now we're so,
There's only 1, 2, 3.
We swapped out a Zephaniah for a whole bunch of heads.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, a
A
Casey.
Casey.
Yeah. We have had a lot of party members, but it's weird to think that we were rescuing this girl, and then we dropped the girl off, gained a party member, after already gaining 2 more party members from the place that we were at, and then we got an airship.
I got an airship.
Well,
Listen,
Well,
we
one-
didn't.
you only got 1 airship. Okay.
well,
We also didn't expect you to
Okay.
actually get the airship. Like, what did we ask
Yeah.
for again? I know I asked for like
All right,
I asked for books
let me put it out to the
and,
audience.
and some classes, and that's about all I asked for.
Let me put it out to the audience here. We completed a task for a king, and he
my
said,
God.
Mhm.
"Give me a request,
Here we
and
go.
I will fulfill it." One request.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Janet Tammy asked for some spices and like a cookbook. Angel
Facts.
got, I think, an orphanage.
Facts.
And Casey
I
got some books.
Yeah,
Some
some books,
random books.
and some teachings and help on magic.
That you probably could have got from the library.
And
You know what?
Monolith was like, I just want a little bit of money. So he just got some money.
Well, no, I wanted better swords. I wanted better equipment.
Oh, that's
I got
right.
Oh
plus
yeah,
one
that's
sword.
right.
Oh, that's right. You got some short swords. I said,
I got plus
an
1 short sword.
I said, give me an airship. And they gave me an airship.
When the king was giving us all our stuff, I was like, this is great. I think I know what everyone got, but I have no idea what Tristan asked for. And then the king was like, come on outside, Tristan, for your thing. And I was like, huh? It's like, there's your airship. I was like, we could ask for an airship? I didn't know that was on the table. I just wanted swords. I would have asked for 30 swords and $1 million.
I would have fucking asked to win the game.
You guys literally got a blank check, and it's your fault you didn't say $1 million.
I was given a blank check, and I didn't know what it was. I was like,
and you wrote $30 on it.
I want swords. Can you do
no,
that?
I think it worked out better than it worked out. Honestly, I'm glad not everybody asked for some incredibly ridiculous thing.
They literally.
I would agree, though.
For like all of Campfire quests.
I think it really I think based on all of our like choices of what we wanted, I think really defines who each and every one of us are.
Yeah.
And it's just really funny. I think the next episode too, we almost lost it because that's where we put it in the fucking water.
Oh my
God. Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's so wild.
Because we had different ideas of how it looked.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tristan thought it was like a boat.
I thought it looked like a boat.
It was like a hot air balloon.
I thought it was like a Final Fantasy airship. I don't know if you've seen an airship.
See, that's what I was thinking too.
But it's actually just a box.
I had a picture.
Yeah, no, Jason did show a picture. And
he had a 3D representation, but I thought that was just the interior.
No, I showed a picture. I made art.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Tristan was like, I am going to forget that and think of Final Fantasy.
I did just imagine it. Wait, let me put it in the Campfire Quest image board. Where is it?
I'll back up Tristan on this one. I also just completely.
I'm putting it in regular old.
Forgot about it for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Like this is basically what I imagined, but instead of sails and wings and propellers, well, I mean propeller, yeah. It was like a balloon.
Where is it?
I just posted in the regular old memes on the Campfire Quest Discord.
Yeah. See, that's what I was thinking too.
That's basically what I was picturing.
I would agree.
Hey, Drinks Coin?
I may have described
what a good name.
Too often for you to. I don't want to believe that you really thought it looked like that. Remember all the
if you want to
talk that we talked about? You also missed a couple things before you talked about getting all of your riches in Wandar. Before getting to Wandar, you spent some time, not quite a fortnight, but you did spend some time in a magical bowl, I believe.
I did not actually.
What? Oh my God, yeah.
I was the only one.
Oh my God!
We went to Fortnite Land.
Yeah,
you guys did go to Fortnite Land.
And also,
I didn't.
You ran into a submersible that was part of a larger set that was used to hunt giant underwater creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We left. Remember when we found a submarine and we were like, nah, and we just let it float away.
Yeah.
It was also filled with dead bodies.
I remember that.
Dead body juice.
It was nasty. It did have dead body juice. It was a little nasty.
I remember we left it and totally had nothing to do with it. And after the session, Jason was like, "So you guys are just gonna leave that submarine there?" Like,
and we were like,
"Yeah, a submarine."
What were we gonna do with it though? Realistically, if we had kept it, what would you have done?
You were gonna sail it all the way to Wandar and meet the king there.
Yeah, we were gonna.
Okay, well,
that was gonna be our air.
I mean, it had the map on the console that you found that showed the little dotted line to Wandar.
It's really funny.
But I mean, a DM only puts little things in front of you. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to follow the breadcrumbs that are there.
Jason was like, "Here is a very simple way to get back to Wandar," and we were like, "Dead bodies."
I should have made it more appealing. It smells like roses, and there are snacks everywhere.
You see, you put the gross dead bodies in there, Jason. That's your fault.
That's stinky.
on you.
We don't want.
just
We
thought
don't
you
want
guys
stinky.
would look.
That's nasty.
Thought you'd look all metal stomping around on it.
Around a little bit.
We show up to Wandar and we get out, and they're like, "Did you just drive this here?" Like,
that's pretty
as
gnarly,
is
dude.
with the. Have you guys been standing in dead body juice for?
Because that's
6
my Uncle
hours?
Phil over there. That's a little fucked up, dude.
You have.
That's kind of stinky.
I'm not a doctor, and I haven't looked at your feet, but you have trench foot. I can tell you right now.
I can tell.
It go like this. Here's 2 gold pieces. Clean the dead bodies and make it smell good. And now I'm going to sell it for 60,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, we really.
Looks like I only profited 59,998 gold pieces.
Only. Well, I mean,
So really, it wasn't worth it. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
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 Tammy
mean-
saw the submarine and she was like, "Oh no, that does not seem appealing." Alrighty.
Should have thought about it if it's anyone's fault, it's Grant's.
I agree with that.
I
You know,
agree.
I
I
threw
100%
up.
agree.
Monolith
Also,
threw
I
up.
do
How
agree.
could he stay in
It's your
there?
fault. I do agree. You
Monolith
made it
vomited
grosser.
immediately.
Yeah, you really did. You really did. You were
It was
just
a
like,
dead
"Oh."
body drink, but then you made it a dead body and vomit, like special.
You said,
I don't know
"Oh,
what you
stinky,"
think.
and then made it,
Monolith
stinkier.
didn't know the monetary value of submarines. He lived in a city,
Oh,
not a
whose fault
lake.
Whose fault was that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it doesn't sound
I
like any
didn't
of
have a
our
formal
faults, right?
Okay.
Grant's fault.
Grant's fault.
Grant's
Grant's
fault.
fault.
Grant's fault.
Grant's fault.
This
Good-
is
Good
rude.
chanting, everybody.
Woo!
I'm gonna accidentally step on Janet Amy as a spider.
I would hate to say fault because
Accidentally.
what it really is we just suddenly didn't have a submarine adventure. There's nothing
Right.
wrong with that. I think
Except for
it's
everything that's
spectacular.
wrong with it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. Instead, we had an airship. Eventually, an airship. It's all quite awesome. Any choice you make is exciting for me.
And having an airship is like what 100 times better than having a submarine. So I mean,
I'm
Well,
not sure what the
equivalent
math
of a
is,
plane to a
but it's
boat.
the
pretty
first
cool.
note from Rainfield in the submarine, did we? Was that somewhere else?
it was one of the notes. I
Yeah,
don't think it was the first because I had one on me.
Yes. you're
yeah,
right.
yeah. Zeph had the first one.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Before I left the city, Rainfield gave me one. That was the setup for me following you.
I have this singular note. It says Rainfield, Monolith's pal. Dad is not who he thought. Crack
That's what-
felt really wrong.
That's really fun.
I remember. Oh my goodness! I remember getting the like really well made thing that Jason gave me that actually had like 2 pages of content, and like everyone was playing as I was reading, and in it it was like, oh, by the way, you're king, and I was like, huh?
I remember that. Wow.
Goodness.
Remember when you thought you
insane.
were the actual king of Crash Jacket?
Yeah, I thought I was like the king. I didn't know that there was an underground king.
Of course, there's an underground king.
Always
Come
an
on.
Bro, I didn't know that. My dad, the underground king, didn't tell me.
Well, it's not my fault. He's dead. You know.
He is kind of dead.
I didn't even mention that he was dead. Why did you say that?
Hey, why do you have to bring it up?
Yeah, we're just making sure all the boxes are
sad.
checked and
Make sure all the boxes are checked.
yeah.
All the trauma boxes.
Okay,
You're
so
g-
Dad's dead. Taking on a job they
8
never told me
rats.
about.
Don't know how to
My
read.
siblings he never
Dad
told
did
me
not
about.
teach me how to read.
Yeah.
Didn't
Oh
teach
my
me
God,
how to
do
read.
I have siblings?
You did have siblings. Didn't they get murdered? No. That's the real king who had more sons.
Grew up on the streets. Gotta check that
8
one.
rats.
Street rat.
You are a street rat.
8.
We're the
8
rats.
rats.
We've all eaten rats though.
Rats.
The
Rats.
rats.
I
We're
ate
the
rats.
rats.
I
You know-
ate them to sustain myself. I hate the rats.
How
I'm
could you
not
say
trying
that?
to. I'm not trying to force any canon past on you, but how cool would it be if you spent some of your childhood working at a street cart where street rats were sold, and it was called Street Rats, and they were like rats on
mean-
a stick.
And I'm sticking by that brand to this day. By
Any
calling
any
myself a street
cultured
rat.
city sells rats on a
Mm.
stick. That's
Yeah.
that's
Oh my
that's
goodness.
that thing.
What's that movie with
I love that
Rambo?
one.
The
Blues
Destruction
Brothers,
Cop? No.
RoboCop,
The
RoboCop. It's
RoboCop.
gotta be.
Destruction
It's gotta
Man?
be RoboCop.
Demolition
RoboCop's
Man.
being-
Demolition Man.
Oh my god.
in
Why did you
Demolition
say the
Man,
one where he got frozen? He goes to the future.
Because
that's,
I was thinking of the part where he eats a burger and it's like the first time he's had meat and he's like, oh my goodness, this is so good. And the vendor's like, yeah, it's rat. And he's like, oh well, I mean, gotta do what you gotta do.
That's just how it be.
Complete side
That's
note.
such a
Did
good
y'all
movie.
hear that RoboCop is being added
Oh,
to
is
Mortal
it dark?
Kombat
in here?
11?
Let me go get a light.
It's
one
getting
second.
added to what?
RoboCop is being added to Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Oh god.
They had the
It's
Terminator last
fucking
game.
cool.
One of my favorite parts of Community was them mocking the RoboCop trilogy with their Punch Man, or what was the not Punch Man? What was
There's a
the?
trilogy?
Oh yeah, there's definitely
For what?
RoboCop 2, and if there's not a RoboCop 3D, I'm surprised.
Yo,
I know
Maybe
there's
I
at
didn't
least
know
two
that.
of them,
I
right?
could be wrong. Let's find out.
I didn't
There's
know
two
that there
old
was a
ones and
second
then a
one.
new one, right?
Oh yeah, there is that really new one. I forgot about that. I thought that was the second one.
Robo Sheriff.
They go, RoboCop goes back in time.
She's the Robo
Mall Cop.
Sheriff.
Paul
Hey.
Blart Robo Mall Cop.
RoboCop 3 came out in
That would be really funny.
1993.
Parker, Kayla, get in on this. What do you think of my idea?
I think it's a stellar idea.
I'm
Thank
glad you
You're
said
welcome.
that. 'Cause me too. What? I don't care about RoboCop. Who's
No,
RoboCop?
Paul Blart Robo Mall Cop.
Never mind. That's
Kayla
good.
doesn't know any pop culture references from anything that's before 2012.
I was gonna say before. I was gonna say
Yeah,
before 2014.
Yeah, that's
Kayla
more
didn't
accurate, I
exist.
think.
that's really
The
funny.
moment that Tumblr peaked was when Kayla popped into existence.
Fully formed.
Kayla got rebooted.
You're like, oh my god, they're such small beans. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Came to full sentience.
One of the notes I have on this one page
good
is
time.
brother, I have done thy mother. And I don't know why.
What?
Say that again.
Excuse me.
Brother, I have done thy mother.
Do you have my
That's
little artistry on any of those pages?
Vicious mockery I did because it's a your mom joke.
That's so funny.
Oh,
Your mom-
right.
Brother, I have done thy mother prepared to die.
It's-
Have you
But
seen
that's
any of the art that I drew?
Hey, remember, hey, can we say that a highlight of art, the entire existence of Campfire Quest, is getting fan art of Snitch, the goblin?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
A real artist drew fan art of my throwaway character.
Yeah.
Actually, Haruka's
Listen.
face was there for the creation of the fabled man, Snitch the Goblin, back in
Oh
like
my goodness.
2012, I think.
Sam Snitch is amazing.
That's really good.
Snitch the Goblin. Never forget Snitch the Goblin. A legend without peer.
I
Never
think
forget.
you made it to Wandar, and the king had gifted you all those magnificent gifts, and then you'd sailed off towards Krastraken, right? Because good King Monolith had to go and meet his dad before it was too late.
Well, it kind of was too late, but yeah, same difference.
Yeah,
But
you didn't know at the
it was
time.
only almost too late because technically we did get to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to see like a dust hologram.
So
But did you see him?
Monolith got to see the ghost of his father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really, a ghost of the man he once
Underground King Rainfield.
was. Love that guy.
And then we had to defeat the people that were trying to overthrow the kingdom, the city. And
Well, that's certainly an interesting take on that.
well, you know, we
Well, no, I guess they were trying to
Yeah.
overthrow the city, weren't they?
Yeah.
Or at least
Yeah.
ruin the whole city.
They were trying to overtake the political, the legal political side of it, and the
It was
underground.
both the legitimate and the criminal.
It's the only way to truly take over a city.
you can't just take the criminal side. You got to take the non-criminal side.
Yeah,
As
We
they say.
live in a society.
we do.
Here's the thing, guys. We live in a society.
I learned that from
Oh
the
my
Joker.
goodness. We live in a society. Bottom text.
Thank you.
I just couldn't have said it better myself. You know?
Good enough. Here's the thing. Couldn't have
Really,
said it better
yeah.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. A true, insightful genius. I'm sure it'll be studied upon in history classes from years.
Almost undoubtedly, yes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Among the great texts of humanity.
Right.
It's gonna be
Right.
Heath Ledger's Joker, and it says, "We live in a society." All capitals, impact font, bottom text.
Yeah. It's going to be like
really
the cover of history books. The digital
They're gonna
history
be-
books, of
Oh
course.
my
Digital
goodness.
history.
Yeah,
books.
no
I'm
more
so
physical.
ready. I'm so ready to be in the ghost realm or whatever.
What?
And it's like the
Mm.
year 4,000 or something. And they're like, back in these days, they use things like memes to pass their time. We know very little about them, but we knew
If you
But
think
these were
about it,
hilarious.
memes have always been around, in a way.
When my dad
They-
was, when I was a little boy and my dad was a plumber, they spent most of the time working, but occasionally you'd go and start your day at the main office where you'd get handed an assignment or told you had to go do some things. And that's also where they had a mimeograph machine, which was before a Xerox machine. And the way memes
Oh,
used
wow.
to get passed around is there'd be some kind of a comic that somebody'd made or taken from a newspaper, and they would mimeograph 5 of those around and they'd hand them out to their friends. And their friends would fold them up and keep them in their pockets. And when they saw their friends, they'd pull them out and unfold them and say, "Look at this." And they'd all have a good laugh and they'd fold it and put it back in their pocket. And you'd carry it around like a joke. And then eventually one of those people would say, "Oh, I want my own copy," and they would mimeograph it. And that would happen like 10 times until it'd been a copy of a copy of a copy.
That's probably the funniest thing ever.
It was old
So
school
good.
memes is the way people would carry that crap around in their pockets.
Wow.
That's really funny.
The same
That's
way
amazing.
a lot of people would keep jokes on hand. Like most people had 5 to 10 go-to jokes they would tell at any time. Like, you know any jokes?
When I was a kid, I actually used to have a bunch of jokes that I had memorized that I would tell
absolutely.
people.
Give me one right now.
Fuck.
Are you asking from anybody? Or from Tristan?
I don't have any. That was like when I was 10. So unfortunately, I don't have them anymore.
I got one.
It's all
It
you.
was one from my dad, and it requires setup.
Oh boy.
Like in the sense that you have to set this up. It's a prank joke. So the joke is, there were 2 penguins sitting in a bathtub. One of them asks the other, "Hey, can you pass me the soap?" And the other one says, "What do you think I am, a radio?" And it makes no sense.
Right.
The
That's
idea
true.
is-
That didn't make any sense.
You get like a group of friends and you tell them, "I'm going to say this joke, laugh
Oh.
hysterically when I do." And then when you say it in front of a group of people and your friends are laughing, but nobody else is, they're like, "Oh no, I'm not part of
I'm
the
the
joke. I
idiot.
either have to laugh,
Oh.
I either have to laugh, or I have to ask what it means."
Oh, so
Either way.
so your dad is a psychopath.
Hey,
No.
you know how much psychic damage you're giving that person?
That's
That
really
is not
funny.
psychic damage. They're just
No,
like, this
that's
joke doesn't
psychic
make sense.
damage.
Ha 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 ha.
Psychic damage.
That's psychic
That is
damage.
not
That is psychic
weak.
damage. That is
Weak.
psychic damage.
That is
No,
the
I'm with
weakest
Kayla on
psychic
this
damage.
one.
I
It's
think
still
that's-
psychic damage. You're not disagreeing that it isn't
I
psychic
disagree
damage.
wholeheartedly.
No,
It is.
no.
No, it really is.
It's just it's an old timey prank joke.
I see. You just hate. Your dad just hated fun and friendship.
Yeah.
Such
You prank people with it. Have you guys
That's
never
a
told
mean
one of those
prank.
jokes that was like ridiculously long and the punchline was non-existent?
No, 'cause
No.
usually the jokes I tell are funny.
I'm not funny,
never
so I
done
don't
that?
tell jokes.
Really? When have you ever told a joke? Have I missed them this whole time?
Who is that aimed at?
Yeah, who is
Because
that
it
aimed
depends on
at?
how-
That's very important. Is it me?
No.
That leaves it very up to interpretation.
Yeah. If it were aimed at me, I would just start crying on stream.
If it were aimed
Oh,
at
that's
me,
cute.
I would also start crying.
When
Who's talking to me?
There's probably a better name. Like a who has the better jokes, Who's the funniest?
Oh,
Like a
a
laugh-off?
joke off?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we'd call that a
Comedic
joke
tournament.
So I can win a comedic tournament.
It's funny.
off. A funny battle.
A funny battle. A battle of
Quiplash.
That was not bad. That
That's
was all right.
already taken.
Shut up.
That's taken. That's a video game.
No, it's fair use, idiot.
No, that is trademark.
uh-huh.
Cookie owns that.
Cookie.
The announcer for most of those games, who I despise.
Oh.
I hate him.
Why? That's a little rude.
He sucks.
Who do you hate?
Whoa. Watch
Cookie.
your language.
Cookie? Like the cook?
No, Cookie from No, not Cookie
Oh,
from D&D.
Cookie. Oh,
Cookie
man, I
from,
love that guy.
Jackbox.
I also love Cookie.
Cookie was great, along with what were
even
the
though
other
you
ones?
hated his chalky milk because you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't hate Chalky Milk. I hate the name Chalky Milk.
So you hate chalky milk.
Yeah,
My dad is
basically.
roasting me in the chat right now.
As he should.
Good. You kind of deserve it.
He's calling me out. He's telling everyone my favorite joke when I was 5 years old.
Oh,
What do you get when you cross a bird, a car, and a pet?
What?
Well, what?
A flying car pet.
That's really good.
that's really good.
That's really, really good.
Wow, you used to have such a great sense of humor, right?
I'm gonna make my life's work to figure out how I can put my fist through this screen and have it interact with the world on your end.
Give it another 20 years, I think we'll be there.
Yeah, it's a process, Grant.
You'd be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Grant's calling me. I haven't talked to him in like
And
5
you're
years. What's going on, Grant? Oh my! Oh, what is that?
What was that?
Like, I finally did it.
I've done it too. They thought it couldn't be done, the fools.
The fools.
I lost everything that was dear to me just to make this one joke possible.
And let me
God, I
tell
have to
you,
go get a life now.
It is possible.
No, I need a job.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna continue when we get back from our 8-minute break. It'll be a little shorter tonight, and we're gonna be probably just spending a little bit of time going over what we know of Grant's wealth and fame and fortune. Oh, not fame, but fortune, to be sure.
infamy, perhaps.
His many underground layers that we've already visited, and some he doesn't know about. We're not going to talk about, just the ones that we've discovered.
Monolith wants to know.
So we're doing
Jason.
a recap, and we might play some at the end.
We might.
That seems fine.
I would say what we're doing is D&D.
That's, in a certain sense, true.
I mean,
We're doing
unless anybody complains. I guess the first time somebody complains, I'd want to change it, but it feels like we're
gonna come in.
discussing the story up through
Mm-hmm.
up through where we are. And Monolith, king of the underground of Crestraken, Monolith, you had some impressive apartments and abodes. What do you remember about those?
I remember the main one, I believe. Like, there was one that was in the Sky Mall, which exists. There's a Sky Mall.
Where's the Sky Mall? It's a
remember
cool place.
Yeah, it's literally like a floating mall for the rich.
Mhm.
But I remember I had an apartment there that wasn't like incredibly interesting. It was just like one of the houses.
It wasn't on the Sky Mall, I don't think. Unless I'm crazy. Or was it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was like super beautiful and rich, but it wasn't like the main one, which had like a flying carpet and weapons and libraries.
Right,
and-
that's the underground one.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the special underground one, the main one. Gosh, wow! It seems like forever ago that we were there. I wanted to learn to read while I was at my base.
Yeah, I do remember those days when you wanted to learn how to read.
And then Casey tried to teach you, and you were like, "No, thank you."
Listen, things happened.
Mm-hmm.
People,
Yeah,
got
obviously.
kidnapped.
And now she's not even here to teach you. And how does that make you feel?
Yeah,
now
well,
now
maybe
we're
she
probably
shouldn't
gonna have to
got
kill her, honestly.
Yeah. Then what are you gonna do? Never learn
Yeah.
how to read? Probably.
I'm gonna
Sounds
pull
like
up
a
on-
you problem, but whatever. I
I'll
tried.
pull
He
up
could probably, I guess, hire somebody to teach him how to read if he has infinite
Mhm.
money.
No, incorrect. Casey was the only one that could teach him.
Here's the thing: Casey's actually the only person who knows how to read on this planet. Little known fact.
Yeah. Everybody who says that they know how to read either learned from her or is lying.
Or
So,
is lying, yeah.
Oh my goodness, eat them.
It's just like a small part of her backstory, but like whatever. It's not a big deal.
It's like not like a huge thing. You know
No,
what I mean?
it's like an addendum, at best.
At best, it's not even doesn't even take up the main page.
No.
Right.
It's like, oh, P.S. She's, really, really, really smart and can read and taught everybody on the planet who knows how to read.
Not
How to
smart
read,
enough
how
to
to
not
read,
get kidnapped.
Oh my god! Oh, we're getting nasty in the stream today, aren't we?
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to go that far.
When did that happen? What exactly? How did we lose Casey while in Crest Tracking?
Yeah, Grant, how did we lose Casey? Since you know so much about the situation, apparently know everything about her thought process and how she was feeling.
Mm.
Please
I did.
explain.
For the chat, I want to make sure that they know that I made an executive decision that was good. We all agree that it's good, and anytime people don't agree, it's all a bit. It's all a bit. Okay, I crashed into a building, and we all agreed that.
I remember that. That was really, really dumb.
See, that Tristan's joking.
Oh my god, you killed people with that. You killed people. Died.
Parker, you're muted. Are you trying to say something?
We have been talking for like 10 minutes.
I was wondering if you had noticed or not.
I'm glad because I messed up a joke so badly, and I'm so glad no one heard it.
Oh, that's so good.
I just got a second chance in life.
Could we hear the bad first version so we could judge it?
Back when you were talking about not needing to know how to read, or kings don't need to know how to read, I in my head didn't think Monolith. I thought King Jules. So it was like, what up? I'm King Jules. I'm 19, never learned how to read. But it was the wrong king. So the right joke was, what up? I'm Monolith. I'm 19, and I never learned how to read.
And that's still pretty funny.
Monolith is like 33. He's not 19.
It's fine.
This joke is an AU where Monolith is 19.
Oh, gotcha.
It's the jokes AU where everything is funny.
That's funny. But yeah, I crashed an airship into a building, and then in the basement of that building was the monster, a beholder, that looks like a certain cookie-eating Sesame Street character.
We didn't even talk about Wolf or any of that. We're really doing a terrible job at summing this up.
We found out that Wolf, one of the 4 heads of the city.
No, you know what? I think it's my turn to take over. All right,
I agree.
You want to take over?
Let me. So we arrived at Crash Strachan, and we made contact.
I'm throwing it at you. Catch.
Thanks, appreciate that. So we went to Crash Strachan, and we were looking to figure out where Monolith's dad was, but we didn't know it was his dad at the time. But we figured out it was his dad, and it was my previous boss, Brainfield. And he was like, "You got to save everyone now because shit's going bad." And there was a nice guy. He was a really cool guy. He was, I forget his fucking name. He was a dwarf, and he led us around the city. And he was your dad's right hand man. What was his name? Sticks, Rip.
With a D.
That's his name.
Yep.
Great guy. He really helped you out. He was so excited to help you become the new king, the underground king of Crash Tracking, and you know.
I wouldn't say he was excited, but he was.
But he was willing. He was willing.
Oh, Jib.
Jib. Yeah, a lot of shenanigans occurred. Jib died, but then we brought him back.
You know, and I know we mentioned this on stream before, but it's one of my favorites. Jib is the small sail on a 2-sailed boat, where the large sail, like Monolith, would be the thrust and the main force of the ship. But the jib helps you with a lot of quick maneuvering if you're in a tight spot or something. So it was a really cool name for somebody that was supposed to survive.
Don't worry, guys. We'll get to Jib's inevitable demise.
Wait, Jib dies? Spoilers alert.
Yeah, that is. Oof. He actually died already. He accidentally took a knife with super poison.
No, he didn't.
Monolith.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We haven't gotten to that part in the story yet. He's still alive.
So he died, and then we brought him to the tavern, the Four Corners Tavern, and there was a Neko bard made, And he said, "I can bring your friend back from the death, master." And then she got some diamonds from the diamond store that was like there was like a huge barrel of diamonds. And she brought Jib back from the dead. And then she was like, "Man, I love Wolf. He's so hot. Oh man, I'm a cat." That's what she sounded like. Jason made her like horny for my character that I made, who is Wolf.
Tristan!
You took like 15 years off of my life in the span of 5 seconds.
Anyway,
I'm going to die so young.
So Nyan Nyan, the Neko barmaid, she brought Jib back from the dead. That was cool. Jib was like, "Holy fuck, I died. That's kind of fucked up." And Monolith was like, "Yep." And then we found that the poison on the blade was like super, super evil poison used only not even the scum of the earth and Crash Draken used that poison because it's so unethical and terrible. So we were like, well, that's when people started thinking it was foreign influences on the city, maybe because nobody in the city would use that. We started thinking maybe it was going to be one of the four people who rule each of the 4 quadrants of Crash Draken who was trying to gain power. So we devised a really, really, really smart and not at all bad plan that is nothing like Hamlet, in which we sat them all down at a play that happened to have the exact recounting of the events that had occurred, but only so the killer would know them. And we waited in the audience for them to react. And Wolf, my previous employer and sworn nemesis, happened to react and had a strange new friend with him, and they teleported away.
Wait. I'm sorry. Was this before or after the young prince was returning to his homeland to reclaim his throne when he had a chance to meet and talk to his ghostly father?
Oh, you're right. I did totally forget. Yeah.
Was that before?
That was before. Yeah. We got a ghost hologram of Rainfield. And he was like, "You were my son. Sorry I didn't make you my son, but I kind of raised you." And Monolith was like, "You didn't really raise me, though, did you?" And Rainfield was like, and Monolith was like, "I ate rats. I ate rats." And Monolith was, and then Rainfield was like, "But it made you hard, though, didn't it?"
He's not very strong. Well, he's not like weak, but he
disadvantage. While you're wearing your current armor, you have a disadvantage on strength.
Yeah.
Do you have heavy armor on?
Yes. Yeah, I remember when we talked about how I have chainmail, and Jason and I were like, "Why does that give me disadvantage?" And you were like, "Because it's heavy." And we were like, "Huh?"
You mad lad? You have heavy armor on?
I really shouldn't. I need to get.
You're a rogue.
Range.
Yeah, you should try to find some.
He loses all that beautiful, beautiful dex.
Actually, when we got to Crash Draken, I made Casey. By made, I mean kindly asked her to buy me new armor. She spent all of her gold buying me armor.
You made me the player and kindly asked Casey for armor.
And that's why I have like the best tier of medium armor available.
And I don't think you paid her back.
No, I never intended to. I know. No. I have no money. Zephaniah has had 5 gold pieces like the whole game. She's never acquired any currency at all.
Oh my goodness.
Does Zeph ever care about money though?
No, she doesn't give a fuck. That's why she doesn't. That's why she doesn't.
Except for the time that she needed it.
And then that's why she has Casey.
Because everybody knows that Casey's fucking loaded.
Yeah.
Well, her family is at least. She's not.
We should do character descriptions again. I don't know what any.
Oh well, it's a little difficult for me.
I guess that is kind of true.
Well, right now you're Casey, because you haven't been taken unless we haven't reached that part yet.
Oh right. I'm still Casey at this point. Yeah.
Well, Stroll.
Thank you, Welsh troll.
7 months.
You Welsh troll.
7 months.
Actually,
subscribed all the way out till
that's
a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I didn't know.
December.
Huh. Wow.
Boom.
I love Wales.
Somebody's getting another postcard. I've got one international stamp left.
I might be dumb. That might not be how that works.
How what, huh?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just second guess myself.
Anyways, thank you, Welsh Troll.
Thank you, Welsh Troll, for all that you
Genuinely,
do.
that's fucking amazing. Really.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. Thank
Very
you
cool.
a lot.
Are we doing? Are we switching to character descriptions?
Oh, yeah. Who wants to go first?
It does.
Monolith
Oh.
does. Okay.
Let's go in order of appearance in the show.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
You up first?
Oh, wait.
That's
It'd
you.
be Jana Tammy first.
Yes, you and Jenny Tammy. Yeah.
And I think it'd be you because you were in 0A. Jane Tammy was in 0B.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I just said it because it seemed easier. I wanted to sound like I knew what I was talking about.
Everybody, haha, yeah, 0A.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's deep.
It's just like your dad's joke. You see, it doesn't feel so good, does it?
The weird joke that nobody understands. Anyways, the Monolith, he's a rogue, lived on the streets. Pretty cliche background, right?
It is.
I have nothing to say to that.
Okay.
He's an Earth Genasi. That's a bit
Love
different.
those. That is a little bit different, I will admit.
He's 30 something, I believe 33. I don't know if he had a birthday since then or not.
God, he's old.
I think the two of us are the oldest. Zeph is in her 30s as well.
I mean, Genasi lived to be like 150, so I figured I should pick an age that's like old for regular people, but young for Genasi.
Is 30 old for regular people?
No, not actually. Well, I
Just
mean, for
compare
some
it
of
to
the-
everybody else.
I'm not
For some of the
emotionally
reasons-
strong enough to talk about how old is.
That's
Steer
I'm
clear.
currently- I'm closer to 30 than I am to like 10, so 30's not old.
Closer to 30 than I am to 20.
Old. I'm closer to 10 than I am to 30, so ha.
Goo gaga, what I say?
No, I don't.
Or at least for the next few months. Just-
But he's blue. He's like
Oh,
gray.
that's true. What Kayla said is true. Oh my god.
What did
Yeah,
Kayla say?
I didn't like that.
I had to use my fingers to see if that math wasn't adding up, but it,
so technically I'm closer to the age 10 than I am to the age 30. But
I'm really
like
not a fan of that one.
T minus
Oh, I'm not.
2 months, it'll flip. 2 months? 2 months. 3
It's
months.
May.
you'll be on the downhill slope to 30.
And it really is a downward slope, let me tell you, dude.
I'm gonna be
Uh-oh.
It does not get any better.
You lose all your
I'm
gamer
already there.
reflexes.
I don't know, stop.
It's true, my gamer reflexes ain't what they used to be.
You have to retire from esports gaming.
I mean, you joke, but mostly we know very few esports gamers make it to 30.
That was-
In fact, in the Dota scene, there's a guy named Fear, and he was referred to as Old Man Fear because he was like 30.
That rocked me.
That's
when I read
really
that.
funny.
He's
It
Old Man
rocked
Fear.
my world.
It's just how it is.
I was getting so good at Fortnite. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to. Nope.
No, this is it.
Unless they have a senior league for people over 30.
That would actually be really funny. I would actually really love to see that.
When this
Senior league
generation,
esports
I play in the
senior
senior league, so I finally have a chance.
That would be so fucking funny.
in like 40 years,
Triple
when the
gold.
esports players of today are older, they're going to
Yeah.
senior leagues.
That's funny. I like that Grant was like, lives on the street and he's 33, and then
Yeah.
That was it.
He's gray.
He had a simple character concept. You know, that's okay though.
He got
Nothing
red
wrong with
hair.
that.
He got red hair.
I wonder why he's got red hair.
I don't know.
Any-
It's
any
an
particular
interesting
reason for
character
that?
choice.
Yeah,
It's a mystery as to why he would have that.
it is really kind
How
of.
about you ask your dad? Oh,
His hair's not red anymore. His hair's. Oh, my real dad.
Yeah, that's
You were
the
saying
one.
my fake dad.
yeah.
Wait, did Rainfield have red hair? Actually,
I don't know.
Who?
Which one
Did
of my
Rainfield
parents
have?
had red
Rainfield
hair?
did not have red hair. He had gray hair, right?
You know, the dead one.
Oh.
The super dead one.
I mean, you
the
can have
ghost.
two people that don't have
Mhm.
red hair have a redheaded child.
No, for sure. Actually, my friends.
That in my life.
You your Earth Genasi-ness skips generations.
Ah, right. I remember that. But what about my red hair? Who had red hair?
The mailman.
Oh no!
Oh no!
That was Rainfield's nickname back in the day. He was referred to as the mailman.
Because he
That's
always, no matter
really
what the
funny.
job, he always delivered.
Always
Wow.
delivered. You got it.
Wow.
That's
You know,
Oh,
like it's like the equivalent of like the 80s in the D&D time. He's got like an afro. Like, yo, always deliver. We're gonna call you the mailman.
that's really funny.
He's like, yeah, that's groovy, baby.
Can we make like an 80s sitcom like one shot but with all of our characters, please? That would be so good.
Yes.
I would really love that.
Our characters have to do the like.
I mean, that's only, of course, you know.
Who's Janet? Tammy, your turn. Describe your character.
Did you even describe what you look like?
He's
I'm
gray. That's
gray.
good enough.
I have like rock cracks.
The Rock.
I'm not a rock.
He's a rock. He's a rock.
He's
I
a
made a
rock.
Finally
flesh
admitted
blood.
it.
Oh my
I have,
god! Wow.
I look similar to a rock, but I am not made
He's
of
a
rock.
rock. He's a rock.
This is bullying.
I know it was
I'm
hard to
telling-
admit, but it's okay.
Mods remove Tristan.
Oh.
Mods add Tristan again.
Janet Tammy,
Okay. Janet Tammy is
on your
a
phone screen.
half orc druid. She is. What is that?
We
You're-
can't
what?
see
The green
the
screen was
in
taking it
front of your
over.
phone screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it. Janet Tammy.
There she is. Kind of.
Well, I guess if you really wanted to see it clearly, you'd have to go to Campfire Quest on our Instagram and scroll down a little bit. Not that I'm recommending everybody watching do that.
Honestly, it's actually like a really good representation of what she looks like. The sides of her hair are shaved, so it's a little like it's grown out and like shaggy on the sides, and she has a bunch of braids that she's tied back into a ponytail that have like gold clips in them. She doesn't know that they're gold, but they're gold. And
Why doesn't she know they're gold? Does she not know what gold is?
no, she doesn't. She just thinks it's metal. Her mom gave them to her. But it's like, it doesn't matter. Get out of here.
I mean, that was a character detail you added. I was just asking for clarification.
Okay.
She is blue and gray. She's not like a normal orc green.
She's not like your average orc, you know.
Not like your average orc. She's very strong.
Me, not that kind
Five.
of orc.
+5 strength. She's, trying her best.
As we all are, really.
She's on a quest to find her parents. One day she came home and her house was in disarray, and she was looking for them and she couldn't find them, and so now she's on her way to try and figure things out.
And what did she learn since she left home? About her parents. I mean, I know she's learned a lot about the big bad world, but
She has learned that her parents are in danger and that she needs to save them because they're being forced to do things that they don't want to do.
exactly.
And she's doing her best.
That's all anybody could ever ask for.
What
That's
else
great.
could you do?
Hmm.
What else can you do but that? Truly.
Exactly. Truly.
Truly.
The end.
Which of the two bards is going to go next then?
I feel like Angel made his appearance way before Casey ever did.
Way
Like-
before.
Like, I'm just saying, like, Angel's a lot more boisterous than Casey is. So I feel like Angel would have been the one to like introduce himself before Casey would have.
I think you got brought into the throne room together on the wagon.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But you're probably saying that Angel has such a shining charisma that's what was noticed first.
Yeah.
Clearly, yeah, I got it.
I'm looking at these miniature posts on Instagram. Oh, never mind. I thought Angel had the most liked for the miniatures. It's not. It's Monolith by a lot.
Really? Nice.
Well, 128, and then
one of our biggest, probably one of our biggest all time. Usually, Kayla, anytime we do a series with all 5, Kayla takes it by about 7 to 10 hertz.
Wow.
But in the painted miniatures realm, it was all Grant.
in the best designed character contest, Grant wins. Angel is a tiefling bard. He's a blue little dude.
He's a blue little dude.
He's a blue little dude. He has a little cape with some fur. He's a playwright. He's a guy who's famous and knows it and knows he's wonderful and great. That's all.
And that's good for him.
And you should go to Instagram and like the post of his miniature.
Don't like monoliths. Only
Don't like monoliths.
No.
What did you say? Like monoliths? Is that what you said?
No. And honestly, Angel's tied with Jan and Tam. Oh no, I'm in the lead by 1.
I assume how's Zeph's? Is Zeph's pretty low?
And Tammy's so cute. Also, like, you'll see how ripped she is, and that's like the most important thing.
Wait, but how low is Zeph? Is she pretty low?
57 likes.
Out of how many compared to the others?
Grant's had 130 almost.
Oh damn.
And then Jan and Tammy and Angel had 90 some.
Jeez.
And then Casey is 70.
What usually happens is the players put them on their personal stories, and that drives traffic to their particular post.
Oh, but I
don't have friends.
And no, you just. I mean,
yeah.
We have the same amount of friends.
No.
I was going to say, like, Tristan, for instance, doesn't go on Instagram, so there's no like,
true.
And I'm down with that. I understand. I haven't been doing a great job on there. I think only 2 posts this week.
It's still looking bitchin' though.
Yeah, we're good. We're doing pretty well. You guys are you're beautiful. I mean, anytime a picture goes up, you look like you're full of vivacious life, and you just want to hang out and do stuff. And I will say that sometimes I throw up some pretty ridiculously amazing stories where I think, hey, look at you, Mr. 48-year-old speaking the youth language. I'm gonna try the old TikToks out. See how that works.
I think if you try your hand at TikToks.
Yeah, I think I can dance. What's it called? Trap.
Wait, no, maybe not. Actually, take this back. I don't know if I like this.
Maybe we should start out with something a little bit easier, like Vine.
Yes, yeah.
That's see where we go with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I can build an audience there, I can build one anywhere.
That's true.
That
really is true.
Probably true.
A lot of those Vine stars are somewhere else now with a big audience.
Yes, because they moved somewhere else with a big audience.
Yeah. They took their audience and we're like, we're posting our camp here.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Everybody was like, okay.
You could do that. That seems fine.
Yeah.
I think it's Casey's turn to describe character.
Yeah, I was going to say, Callisto Clausius is not somebody that we've seen in a long time. She's been hidden from view in a situation that we're not fully aware of. But what did she look like in all her glory as she traveled with the crew across the lands?
Yeah, especially like not to mention the full name. You really pulled out the full name.
The Callisto Clausius.
I don't want to. I mean, master of the world and all. I just
nobody calls it.
It only seemed right.
It really, honestly, I'm so glad you guys agree. So she's a blue Triton. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but that's a little colored painting, drawing, however you want to say that, of her that I got from my roommate for my birthday.
That's pretty good.
Do you need me to post it on the Discord?
No.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's her.
Nice.
She's very blue. She wears a lot of very flowy clothing, a lot of jewelry.
As you do.
Very gaudy.
Is,
Oh yeah, a professional, jewelry maker, and her parents own, this whole jewelry shop, like a very high end jewelry shop. This is a sketch that my dad made.
Oh yeah, that was one of the best.
Mm-hmm. Very good, very good. It took him maybe 30 minutes or so.
Very talented.
Yeah, he disagrees, but he's wrong. So
that's true. He is objectively incorrect.
I would agree with that statement. But yeah,
if you say he ain't good at drawing, we have to bust your kneecaps. You hear me? We don't take none of that. No self-confidence here. You're a talented individual.
Yeah.
Dad.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah, take that,
Dad.
We support and affirm you. Take that shit.
His name is Billy Jr., by the way.
Oh, wait, he's
Billy
a junior?
J.
Billy J.
Well,
Dad, if you ever come out with a rap album, please call yourself Billy J. That's funny.
If you're about to drop some fire, let us know. Drop your SoundCloud in the link. Drop your SoundCloud below. We will buy your album at least once.
At least.
Once I start getting paid for anything, I'll buy it
again. you might be saying that for the next couple of years, being an artist.
Yeah, you try to make me cry.
Oopsie. Yeah, that's Casey. She's blue. Yeah. She wears jewelry.
She's blue, dude. That's fucking
She's
sick.
Small. She's only 5'1", I think.
Wow, she's very small.
Would you say that? Would you say that?
Are you gonna? Yeah.
Would
take
you say
your time.
That, she's blue. Dabba dee dabba die.
You fucking got her, dude.
You know what makes me angry is the fact that you had a hard time getting that out. You thought
you thought that was
I thought it was so dumb.
I thought that was peak fucking humor.
I thought it was really dumb, and I was laughing at how dumb it was.
It is really good.
When I
just was like, wow, I'm gonna out myself here for a second. Oh, okay, my bad. Zeph.
Wait. What do you mean? We never got Angel Williams.
What? That was.
Yeah, we did.
Did we? Did I just forget that happened?
Tristan.
It was rather epic. She painted a word picture.
Yeah,
I can't believe you.
My eyes are still I can see it.
Am I hallucinating?
When I blink real hard, there's a residual flash of what Angel looks like.
Hey guys, am I hallucinating?
You might have just
you might have napped. Yeah.
Okay. Zephaniah.
Zephaniah Higglebottom.
That's what they call her. That's what they call her in the hood. She grew up in. Zephaniah is an amnesiac career criminal, reformed sort of. She was hired muscle working in the city of Christdraken underneath Wolf, who worked underneath Monolith's dad. She had a falling out and she left. But by left, I mean Rainfield gave her a sort of cover working at a camp far to the polar north, and give her an envelope to give to a dude she ran into one day. And she was kind of like, okay. And then she ran into them. And that's you. That's you, Monolith. She's I think she's average-ish. No, she's pretty tall for. I think she's like 5'9". I think the official design doc said 5'9".
So she's just above average then.
For men in the United States, yes. She's covered. She has a lot of really gruesome scars. She's missing part of her. She's missing part of one of her ears, and she's missing her ring finger on her left hand.
A little bit of ear.
A little bit of ear, yeah, a little bit of lobe. Her clothing style is pretty austere, I guess. It's like common clothing. She wears a long leather coat with her armor underneath it. She looks kind of average. Like there's nothing about her that really stands out except for the scars. Like she's got brown hair and it's really messy and not well kept at all. Her skin's a little bit darker. She's got brown eyes. She looks basically human. Like nothing too special, except that she's not human. Doesn't really know what she is, but she's not human.
We do.
We the players. She's an Aasimar warlock, specifically blade lock. So she plays in melee a lot, which is cool.
Super sexy.
It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot.
Nerd.
She's I don't know. That's pretty much Zeph. I think she's just kind of chilling. She's making the best of it. She's trying to figure out what to do with her life. I think now that she's killed Wolf, she feels a little directionless.
But she now has a mouth to feed, as you've also.
I do have a dog now.
Adopted Wolf.
Zeph killed Wolf and adopted Wolf. Wolf's Wolf.
Wolf's wolf.
Yes, I adopted Wolf. Wolf's.
Oh my goodness, am I hallucinating now?
And if we had one last character PC to cover, it would be the character that Cam is playing now that Casey has been kidnapped by the Beholder that was mentioned earlier.
Casey Nact.
Mm-hmm.
And that is our Erdon Kipper buddy trio. Cam found a way to play 3 characters.
That's really funny.
You know, I wanted to find something that would challenge myself. You know, I just really want to stretch my bounds of a D&D player, and as a voice actor.
I joined my Kickstarter to figure out how to put my fist through a computer. I know I was joking about it, but now it's real.
You're still working on that?
Yeah.
And it's taking a long time.
He said he'd work on it till he died.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
You need better stretch goals for that Kickstarter.
You know what? Give me like a few $100. I'll just fly down to Florida.
Yeah, you want to use a plane right now? Fucking go for it. Be my guest, bud.
Huh?
Huh?
What?
What?
Cut out.
To come to Florida right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dirt cheap. Plane tickets.
I want extra for like, you
might as well spring for first class at this rate.
Gotta
Might as well.
Yeah.
Prepare myself.
I think if you get on the plane, they just usher you up to the front, thanking you for just paying for the little bit of gas that you're covering.
Yeah.
Thanks for us not taking so much of a bath on this flight, sir.
You'll probably be the only one in first class.
There you go.
You got to bring your own snacks, though. They can't cover that kind of expense anymore.
Oh, well, never mind. Not doing it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's like the whole point, you know? I can't knock the bus. It's a very efficient form of transport. I've taken more than a few Greyhounds in my time.
I'm going to have to.
There was this murder that I listened to this one time, and it was
Terrifying and not great for D&D streams.
Yeah.
It's a peaceful game.
PG murder.
It was like Murder Light, you know?
What?
No, it was pretty bad.
No, it was pretty bad.
It's kind of stuff of nightmares a little bit.
Yeah.
I took a Greyhound once. I took it to go see Griffin McElroy, the world's, sorry, Jason, best DM.
I get it.
Well,
would you really call Griffin McElroy the world's best DM?
I know. Yes, I would. I personally would, but I also understand that I have a very limited worldview on DMs.
I think he's an amazing one, though. That it cannot be denied.
I love Griffin McElroy, that's all.
Yeah, you become enamored with somebody. It doesn't matter who else you find out there and what other tricks they know. You've got your favorite DM in the
In
world.
my eyes, Griffin McElroy will always be God tier and the best DM to ever live. And it's only because he's the first DM I really listened to, I guess. Sorry, Cam. I know you DM'd a game before I listened to Taz, but I stand.
no, it's okay. No, I get it.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Cam's an amazing DM. Cam always pulls out voices for his characters and always has a lot of stuff planned out. I've been able to
I wish I could
two
say
of
the
his
same.
games.
If I'm being honest, it's just
Thank
I just
you.
can't figure it out. Honestly, how to DM.
It's,
You did a good job.
I loved your campaign a lot,
Yeah.
Tristan.
I feel like y'all are just saying that now that I was joking.
No, genuinely, I was really sad to hear that we weren't going to finish it.
I was
I mean,
really sad that we didn't figure out that puzzle faster.
I am too.
I mean-
I feel dumb.
I don't want to say that you guys are stupid, but I
You
But-
pitched us a
To be fair, that was hour 8 of straight D&D play, you know?
Yeah.
That was
that was a lot. Yeah.
That's true. We might
That
have been
is
looking a
true.
little too hard. You gave us an
I feel like I gave you the cop out option of here's Zephaniah. She's sitting there. Go ask her if you need anything.
You gave us a
We were like, no.
Where-
You guys were like, no, we're gonna fucking figure this out.
We don't need your handouts.
Yeah, I wanted
Here you
to.
go, guys. 2 plus 2. There's multiplication somewhere. Long division.
Wait.
I'm just glad you guys had a good time.
So are you
No, I loved it.
gonna finish that session for us over Memorial Day weekend from down south? We'll zoom you in. You can DM and finish it.
Oh my God, wait.
I don't even think I have any of the stuff for that anymore.
Yeah, you just have to recreate it all.
Start over, guy.
Also, didn't I tell everybody how it ended? I feel like I did.
No,
Just
you
mix it up a
didn't.
little bit. We all forgot.
Oh, okay, that's fine. It was a very interesting ending. The ending was going to be really fun for me on camera. I think it was. Well, for real, I don't know if we're going to finish it still, but if we do, it was. I think I'm not going to say anything more in case we do finish it. Then I won't say
Yeah.
anything.
All right.
It was cool. It was cool.
We have Erdon and
Oh yeah,
Chipper
we were doing that.
as a construct. You're a giant hulking thing. What are we seeing?
Yeah, so Erdon and Kipper are they're what is it? A simic hybrid? Which for those of you who don't know the world of MTG, which I pity you.
Magic.
Do you pity the fool?
Yeah, I do pity the fool who don't know Magic the Gathering lore. However, for those who don't know, Simic hybrids. Simic is it's a guild who studies life science, otherwise known as biology.
Maybe if
And-
you're in the boring real world, it's known as biology, but in the
Right.
cool fantasy world,
It's like creations and how people create life from artificial things, and think like homunculi sort of stuff.
so what you're saying is an affront to God.
Right, exactly. So they're pretty cool. And so a Simic hybrid is a direct creation from said scientists. The Simic hybrid, otherwise known as Erdon and Kipper.
All those guys.
Oh, me too. They are they're a big orc, similar to orcs or ogres sort of idea. They were brought into this world by a couple of scientists. It was a male gnome and a female elf, who were both the stereotypical crazy scientists that nobody really wanted to talk to because everybody thought that they were too insane to ever hold a conversation with them, sort of thing. And they created Erdon and Kipper, and they are a big. Wow, what did I say they were? Like 6'9" or something like that. Very, very tall, orc-like, and they have a big old belly with big old fat arms and big old fat fingers, and they're a very large thing. They're dark blue with like tan spots on the shoulders and around the nose and under the eyes, almost like freckles. But not necessarily freckles. And by dark blue, I mean like midnight blue. It's like hard to tell the difference between blue and black, depends on the light that you're in, sort of thing. There's a lot of different types of blue, but the majority of it is dark blue. The only reason that there's different types of blue is because each, like, you know, some of like the digits on the hand are sewn together, and some parts of the arm is like sewn in pieces and whatnot. Again, this is a creation. They are only, how old did I say they were? Like 4 or 5 years old or something like that. But they came out in like the body of like a 30, 40-year-old. So they're a big guy. But growing up,
large.
Quite. Growing up, they grew up around science naturally, and so most of their life they studied biology and different kinds of animals and plants and whatnot, and what kind of things exist in the world, and that's kind of like their specialty. So they grew up learning about all this kind of stuff, and with their parents made an automaton known as Buddy, which is their kind of like family creation of life besides Erdon and Kipper themselves. So that was a really nice bonding moment for them. Cute and quirky. And yeah. Oh, he's an artificer as well. So he learned how to imbue things with magic, and and you know, learn technologies that make these life forms, such as automatons or something closer to himself. And yeah.
That about it, I guess.
Yeah.
That all sounds about square. Do we cover the extra arms? That's one of my favorite parts.
Oh yeah. So he has 2 really large muscular arms and then 2 smaller arms right below it. The smaller arms are more regular sized. They were kind of like thrown together because they thought it would be cool to have 4 arms. So they were like, yeah, sure, we can do that. And so the family was like, yeah, let's do it. And so they now have 4 arms. And then attached from the bigger arms to like the lower back that go behind the 2 lower arms, there's like, imagine like a flying squirrel sort of wings that they can like glide with. So he's pretty cool. He's got 4 arms.
He is in fact pretty cool.
Yeah, 4 arms, 2 heads, 2 legs, some wings to glide with, and
his parents just popped open a character creator and were like, add all.
let's just fuck
randomize.
Like, oh my goodness, it gave him 4 arms, wings, 2 heads. It done. We don't even need to
done. I don't need to see anything else.
That seems good to me. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Erdon is typically like facts oriented and like they're both emotional, but Erdon is very like matter of fact and like deals like what's in front of him, and Kipper is like extremely emotional about everything. And they're both, with their combined intelligence, they are very smart. However, Kipper is definitely the equivalent to like a younger brother sort of thing to Erdon. That's kind of like their dynamic, basically. Gotcha. That I kind of had in my head, at least.
Very cool. And that, completes the crew. A good-looking group, obviously. And they've been on what we've informally been calling the Hamlet art for quite some time now. And I believe, as long as it's not some bullshit that people just send around on the internet all the time, that when Shakespeare was on lockdown during a pandemic, he wrote King Lear or some crap like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, essentially Shakespeare, myself, basically, the plan is to take the story that we covered, going back to that point in time and picking it up from there, and writing it up chapter at a time. And I think you'll be able to see that pretty soon on our website, on our campfirequest.com website, which we just resubscribed now, time for year 2. And we'll be updating that blog section so that you can follow along with the written version of the adventures that we've been having together. Also to help you get caught up. Maybe you don't want to watch a 4-hour video when you could read 6,000 words of finely crafted prose. Your
finely
call.
Crafted.
You could catch up with us in either way that you want. More than anything, we're just excited to have anybody pay attention to us for just a bit. We are going to wrap now, and we had a really good time with you today during our recap episode. When we get back next week, we're covering some really exciting ground because the gang is going up against some unknown enemies and some known enemies in various orders in which to expect.
That is true. I do have no idea. Let me say.
With that uncertainty, we're going to finish our evening together, and we're going to bid you a fine adieu and a beautiful weekend. And we don't want you to leave. Dear Lord, please don't reach for that little clicky button that makes you go away. We're going to raid Alberon RPG, hopefully. And if we could take double digits to them, that would really be cool. And if a lot of people could stick around and watch their show, we definitely love everything that they do. And the support they give for our show has very little to do with me saying that. He's a good DM, and they have a great show together. So it's worth going and giving them some support if you can. Follow them if you're not already following, that kind of thing. Is that something that's going to happen okay? Voice in the clouds? Okay. It's cool. Yeah, I checked on them a minute ago. Unless they bolted. They usually start at 8:30.
They're still gone.
Now would be good. Just once again, everybody promise not to leave until we raid them, and have a beautiful weekend, and stay safe, and know that you are loved, and we love having you hang out with us because it makes us all feel good.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye, gang.
Bye.
Bye.